Hey everyone, if you're there, hi. How's it going? I'm gonna do some coding here. I thought I would just draw it on and see what happens. See if I can get something recorded here. So welcome. If you have a comment, say hi. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. I should see your comments come up. If you do, yeah, I'm gonna throw this on the old YouTube or the community and see if people are interested in joining me. Let's grab the link. All right, community. I'm loading this up to the community. Doing some live streaming on YouTube right now. Come. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Well, let's get started here. And again, say hi if you're here. If no one shows up, I'm good with that. I'm just going to code. So, what I am trying to do, what I'm going to do today is um, work with the chart.js um, library here to build a chart. I just want to try a different library than I'm used to, just for the fun of it. Try to read through this. I'm pretty confident. I think I've used this once or twice before, but it's been a while. So I wanted to work with that. Um, so I'm gonna use that. And what I want to do today is build a. I want to start with the repository here and build it so that I can. Excuse me. So that I can just get going and see what happens here. So give me a sec. I'm trying to set up some browser and code. All right, I'm setting up some scenes so I can switch back and forth. All right. So let's see here. So my goal is to create some. My goal is to create a chart and get started. The problem is that I don't have client data. I know what fields we would end up using, but I don't have actual data. I don't have access to their file yet. So I'm just going to make up the data. And that was the first thing that I needed to do. And that the first thing that I did then is I went over to ChatGPT and I talked to it and I asked it to help me. I have nothing against ChatGPT and what it does. As you can see, I use it a lot. Today I asked it to create an array. Actually, I used the word creating, so maybe that's why I got the result I did. Create an array of 100 records with objects containing the specified properties using JavaScript. Here's an example. Actually, this is what I wrote. So I wanted it to create an array with the category and the tagged properties because that's what the client wants me to demonstrate. And um, and then it didn't give me the right one, so I had to add to it auto populate the category with up to 8 categories. So it gave me a function here. What I was a little surprised about is it gave me a function. I wanted it to give me a um, an actual array of objects, and it actually just gave me a function to create the array. So hey, that's okay. We'll use it. And I actually like this a lot because This means every time I run this, it'll be a different because it's using some random numbers and it's generating random data. So that's great. So I'm going to use this and generate some data. So let's do that before we get started, before we build anything. Got to make sure I got some data. And in my, so here's a template. This is using the new JS Dev environment. I have the widget.config, and I need to update this to be, I'm going to call this 2 charts because that's what it is, and I'll keep this at JS Dev. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. Okay, so now I'm set. That was one of the first things I needed to do. What I did is created this. Let me remove that. I have this file called data.js in my repository, and I'm going to use that to do my work, to put the function. So the function from the browser right here is going to go into this data.js file, and I'll use it. So let's see. Let's just copy it in there. Now this is cool. It's giving me some interesting ideas here. It's basically doing, it's got 2 functions, one function to create a random category and one function to get the random tagged, either yes or no. And then I'm going to create an array, and then over 100 times, I'm going to create a record that looks like this, where it's field data.category and field data.tagged. I'm doing that on purpose because this is going to, this is how FileMaker does theirs. So I've got those as functions. And what's cool is that this function will run, and it will just run one time per loop of this. Hey there, whoever's here, say hi. I'd love to know who's here. If you're here, you can say hi. Give me a comment, show me a comment. Hopefully it's not bad, and I will I'll post it. All right, so this function is pretty cool because it's just random. It's just going to randomly pull a category from one of these, and this random tagged will also do that. This function gets run one time, and per loop. So this is pretty cool where I'm putting I have a property and I'm using a function to return a value. That's pretty interesting. And so then it generates the records here. Now, the ChatGPT, from where I got this, just put a console log at the end, and that's fine for me. It's actually not fine for me because this has not been. This is in a separate file. I guess what I could do is just, no, I want it to be in a separate file, but what I'm going to do is reconstruct this a little bit. Hey, Drew. There we go. Hey. This is fun. I'm just building some chart stuff here, so come along with me. I'm going to use I'm going to use Chart.js, and I use some ChatGPT to help me get started creating some records. And so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. All right, so this function here, there's actually 2 functions that runs inside of this. I need this to be a function here. So I'm gonna surround all of this in a function. I'm gonna say const generate data equals, and I'm gonna use like generate data equals. I'm gonna put a count variable in there because I want to bring the count in. I did say for ChatGPT, hey, give me 100 records, but I want the count to be something. I want to change it every time. Now, up here, I put inside of these parentheses of the function, I put a default value. So count by default is equal to 100. That way, if I don't actually send anything in, then anything into this function, then it'll pick 100. Okay, so then I'm going to use the count variable down here. And then I need to finish this off by returning the records array. All right. So this function right here called generate data we'll call those other functions, and it's going to generate the information, the data for me. So then I'll say export default generate data, because that's the function that I actually want to run. These two functions don't need to be run. Hello, second person who came. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. These functions do not need to be exported because they're used in this function, which is exported. So it's kind of like they're exported in the other as well. So we got the generate data function exporting. Now we'll come over here and we'll import it from that file. And then we'll just do a quick console.log generate data with 100 records. All right. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry, shoot. For a long time, I've been doing that. Sorry about that. Ooh. So let me start over. This function right here is what I just wrote, what I was talking about. This function here is one that I'm going to export and use in the other file. And it's going to generate 100 records for me, or any number of records for me. This function here calls the other functions, and it does a bunch of work to create data. So we'll see what it looks like. All right, so go back to my index.js. I imported it here, and now I'm going to console log. I'll save that, go over to FileMaker, load this up, and let's look at the inspector. And we should have, there we go, an array of 100 records where every record contains exactly what I'm interested in. An array where it's field data.category gives me the category name, and tagged gives me the tagged value. So that is beautiful. And what's cool is every time I run this, watch this. Every time I run this, it's going to be different. So the first record in this is category F. The next time I run it, it's category A. So it just gives me different data every time. I think that'll be fun to play with because now I can see it working in real time to, update the data and such. So very good. Okay. So I've got the record. I've got the data. That's great. Let's just do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do, go over here to until I have any charts. I'm going to just remove this stuff and put instead a pre-tag where the ID is code. And then over here in my index.js, I will const pre-tag. There we go. I don't know if this is the right way to do it. Yep, that's not the right way. Let's see here. This is what I want. That's right. I did this in the course. We talked about this in the course. Hey, Jay, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Whoa. Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to say, let's see, pre.innerText equals json.stringify. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So over here in my code, you didn't see that, but I wrote a quick set of code lines. First of all, I went into my HTML and I added a pre-tag, gave it an ID of code, and then over here in my index, your comment is below. That's awesome. Stay around. This is fun. Thank you for joining me. And then these two lines of code will just add the text from this generate data function to my div here, to my browser. So here it is. Every time I load this, it's different. You can see that it's just loading differently. So that's cool. You're always up to get info out of my brain. Yes. Thank you for getting info out of my brain. Let me change something here. I'm going to try something. Gradient. I'm going to add, let's do this color. Oops, it looks like it disappeared. Let's try that. I can play with this here. And this color. And sorry, I got distracted by, there we go. Nice. Jay, your picture shows up nicely. That's awesome. Am I coming in clearly? Is it clear here? I hope I don't have any more streaming issues. Let me know if I'm clear here. Got a new camera, so hopefully this will help. All right, so we're trying to build a charting mechanism. We've got the data. Now we need to use the charting library, and we're going to use Chart.js to do that. So Chart.js is right here, and I'm going to just walk through the process of installing Chart.js. Great, looking great. Awesome. You're looking great too, Jay. 5 times 5, 5 out of 5. Thank you. What? Oh, I should ban you for that. Whoa. No, I'm kidding. All right. This is fun, isn't it? I love it. All right. Drew, thank you. 5 out of 5, or 5 times 5. All right. Tell all your friends that I'm live streaming right now. So I'll tell other people that I'm live streaming. I'll do it in the FM Slug channel. Let me get that into the live stream or into Slack. There we go. All right, let's see if other people show up. Look at me. I'm in FM Slug there. Have to keep you a little humble. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. Where is? Let me see if I this is really new to me. I don't do much of live streaming, but oh, interesting. Okay, there it is. Got it. There we go. That won't work. I can't have that. All right. I can see the comments anyway. What I was trying to do is figure out how to get the comments to just automatically show up. 1 second. 1 second, folks. I was talking to somebody today, and the video that I put out there over the weekend, they said was performance Jeremy, and this is stumbling Jeremy. So that's great. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to hold on 1 more second. I'm using my Stream Deck. I'm going to add a button here that will add comments. Add last comment. There we go. So if I hit that, there we go. All right. Hopefully it'll go away. Yeah, I won't let them all show up automatically. Ha ha ha. Because you're on the stream now. Oh, funny. Okay. Woohoo, 2 people are watching. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, so Chart.js. I'm trying to use Chart.js. Chart.js I've not used. I think I've used before. It's been a while. I'm not as familiar with it, but the more that I've done charting, the more that I see how this all works. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with this. All right, so let's get started by installing Chart.js. Let's go over to the code, and very wise man, npm install. Why am I a wise man? Chart.js. Okay. So I've got it installed, and now I want to import it. So I'm going to just do import, I don't know, chart from Chart.js maybe. Let's see. Yep. That's what the browser shows me that I want to do. So import chart from chart.js.auto. If you don't care about bundle size, you can use the auto package ensuring all features available. I'll just do that because I don't care about bundle size. There we go. Okay. All right. Hey, Jay. Oh. Jay, would you mind firing up like 4 more computers and all connecting to this live stream for me? Can you do that, please? All right. This is fun. All right. I got to see about something. Yeah. My dog is blocking the door to my office, so I can't shut my door. So, all right. So we got that. We got the chart. We got chart.js installed. Auto. There we go. And now this is kind of what I do. I just find, let's see here. Const chart equals new chart. All my VMs. You don't have to do that. That's funny. Let's see. Trying to find some good just to start. Okay, so this is a good start. All right. So the first thing I'm looking at the browser code. I'll switch back and forth it, but so you can see it. This is what I'm looking at right now. It looks like I need to create a div with a ID of whatever I want it to be. I need to get it into a variable, and then I need to use that in this chart function that will generate the chart. Thanks, Jay. Ugh. Hey, people told me to show what I do on a daily basis. So, other than watching TV and sleeping, this is kind of what I do. So, boom. Cool. All right. All right. So this is what I need to get in there. I'm just going to copy it. Well, first of all, I'll go to my index.html. I will remove that code and I'll put a div in there called div ID equals chart and close it out. You know, I'm going to try something here because I keep forgetting about this. No, come on. There's a short way. VS Code create divs with ID shortcut. So there's a way to make maybe it's like that. Okay, let's try that. So if I go over to VS Code, I keep seeing this in other people's code and then I forget about it. If I type in this, oh, look at that. Oh my God, that's so cool. Let's watch that again. In VS Code, if I start a line in my HTML with the hashtag chart and I press tab, it creates an entire div with that ID of chart. That's awesome. Have you ever done that before? I've never done that before. So, and then I guess I wonder if I could do this. So what if I wanted to give it a class? If I said chart dot title. Yeah. No, that didn't work. Looks like I can only do one of those. Maybe. There we go. That's awesome. Div ID of charts with a class name of title. Okay, very cool. All right, so let's just go back to this. What's your new comments? That's new. Yeah, I see it all the time and I forget about it until. All right. So we got that, and now we got the chart there. Go back over to the index.js. We'll say const chart div equals document.getElement by ID chart, and then according to the browser to the code, the Turk works well in WebStorm as well. Great. All right. Look at that. It's 8:15 on a Monday night, and we're learning something new. Very much fun. All right. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, so let's copy this code. I'm just going to copy it to start. I always do that. Go over to the code base and type that in. All right. Then we need to start up the server. npm start. Jay, is everything still looking clear? Am I clear? I mean, that's the most important part. Forget about the code. Am I clear? I mean, is the code clear too? Good. All right. So got the code here. Don't have any errors. Let's go over to FileMaker. Let's go over to FileMaker and reload this thing and see what breaks. Yep, something broke. Oh. Do you see what broke? Do you see why this broke? Tell me why it broke. Why did it break? It's because I am using the wrong div, because I copied the code straight from the example, and I didn't use the same variable name. So there we go. Jay, I got a new camera. I think my previous camera was causing the issues. I've had 2 Zoom meetings today, no issues. So did I not call the function? Well, I did with the new keyword. So this is going to just automatically generate everything. So it was the chart div that I wasn't using because I had copied this straight from the code and they were using a different variable to hold the div. So that's what the problem was. All right, let's go over to FileMaker and see if this works now. See what the error is. Oh, this right here. There we go. Let's see here. Still getting an error. Chart can't acquire context from given item. What am I doing wrong? Oh, let's look. What's going on here? I've got a div with an ID of chart inside of the body. I'm importing the code. So this is where I want it to go. Oh, that's why. Again, I'm not being careful. Instead of a div, I need to do a canvas. So let's do that. Let's just change this to canvas. Let's go over to change the code to canvas. All right. And look at that. There we go. So now I have my chart generated with with data that is coming from the code here. But not, this is all fake code right here. Or this is all the hard-coded stuff. So great. All right, so let's see if we can do this. This is going to be difficult because I'm trying to get this data here into this right here, and I have to figure out how to do that. Yeah, this is not perfect because I'm still using well, no, this is working. It's nice. We got both of them here, right, side by side. And if I change something over here, like that number, then it reflects right away. Beautiful. That's great. What I want to try to do is get the data that's coming in from that generate function that I showed earlier. Here's my generate function, which is generating data. I need to get this into there. I want the category to be in there, and for now I just want the category to be in there, and I want a count of the category to be in there. So that's what I need to focus on now. Is I need to build an array. I need to build two arrays. I need to build one array that contains the categories. That's easy. And I need to build another array that counts all of the categories. Okay. So this should be fun. If you got any suggestions, drop them in the chat and I will take them. We'll find out on Tuesday. What are you talking about? Today's Monday. Office hours is on Tuesday. Who else is here? Say hi. I see 4 people here. Say hi. Okay, so we need to get this data and we need to turn it into what we need for this. We need to replicate this and this. This is easy. I'm going to just go and get that from the data. I'm going to get this. I'm going to grab this array. Actually, what I could do is just do this. So I'm going to do export const categories equals that. No, export const categories equals that. And then I'll remove this. It should still work fine because this variable is inside of this file, so it's within the scope, so we're okay. But now I can export this categories array as well into my main file, and I can use it. So now I can, if I console logged the categories, then over here in FileMaker, I've got the data that's generated and the categories. Perfect. Okay. All right. Having fun. I don't know how long ago I was going to go to bed, but I got kind of excited to do this. So that's great. All right. So my goal here is to generate this right here. Well, this is easy. The labels is easy because it's just now the categories. So now what I got to do is create an array. I'm going to see if GitHub Copilot can help me with this. Create an array of the sum of each category in the data at field data.category. Let's see if that'll help me. All right, const let's see, sum array equals generate data 100 dot reduce. Yeah, this works. Actually, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll just do that. That's fine. So generate data. So what this just did, I'm gonna remove these two, is it took the generate data function, which returns an array. It reduces it down. I'm asking it to look at the category, the field data.category in each record. And I'm saying, well, GitHub Copilot is saying, well, I don't know what it's saying. Let's see what it returns. Okay, so it returns an object where it's added these up. And let's see if this should equal 100, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 79, 84, 93, 100. Okay, good. So that's 100. That's good. I don't want the category A. I don't need that in there. So let's remove that. Can I do that? Oh, you know what? I'll just do this. Dot. Let's see. Let's do object dot values. I think that's what I want to do. That's exactly what I want. Great. So this is just returning the results. I guess we can let's do this a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is exactly what we want. This first value in this array is always going to be category A, B, C, D. I hope. Let's try that again. Let's do console.log sum array. Yeah, it looks like it's always going to be A, B, C, D. Good. All right, so this matches. Why didn't that match, actually? Let me load that again. 14, 10, 14, 13. Okay, so that's right. Okay, good. So I got it. I'm done here. So let's go back over to VS Code, and let's replace this labels with categories. And let's replace this data with sum array. Dot. So no, we'll do object.value sum array. Great. And there we go. So now this is what we have. Basically, every time I run this, I'm getting different values, which isn't the point. I mean, the point is not to get the different values. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm just using this fake data to set this up, but not really doing anything special with it. It doesn't matter if it changes. Wonderful. Boy, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought. So, okay, now the only thing that I have to think about is that they wanted a donut. So let's see if, let's see, that's, I changed the word to donut. Let's see, maybe I spelled it wrong. Yeah, I messed up. Okay, so let's look at the browser and find the donut chart. And see what I'm supposed to be doing. So type is donut. Okay. Oh, I don't need the labels. Interesting. But I do need some data. What data do I need? I just need that. Oh, no, that's right. Data. I just maybe need to spell it right. Donuts. All right, so let's go over to the code, change this to donut because that's the kind of chart that it is. DOUGH and data. Config, type. Oh, it's not data sets. Well, is it? It's data sets. Yeah, that's it. Data. All right, let's go to FileMaker and see what it created. Oh, it did create it for me. There, beautiful. So now every time I run this, I should get different sizes. So this is category H and it's 10. Now it's 12. Now it's 6. So forth. Great. All right, that's huge. How do I change the size of it? Here we go. Let's look at the border color, borderline, background color. Data is what I got. Yeah, spacing, weight. I need a size. Maybe configuration. Options. I want to look at this before I go look at the data structures because I'd rather not have to do the summary every time. Like this is just an extra step that I probably could just put into the other file. But I would rather actually, no, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. Over here, this is generating the raw data, the 100 records, and this function here is summarizing it. So this is what I need. It's this function here, this const sum array is turning my data, is summarizing the data. It's counting the number of records that have category A and so forth. So yeah. So there's that. Okay. Now I'm just looking for size. So let's go over to the browser and type in height. Class chart. Yeah, this is type stuff. It's not what I want. Come on. I wonder if that would have to be a API size. I'm trying to look for creating the height of this. Animation. Ooh, animations. I could do some animations here. I'm looking for an example that would show using the size. Subtitle, title, interactions. I'll just do this. Chart.js, chart size. Responsive. Set chart size with chart size with chart.js. What does it say? Responsive option, which makes the chart fill its container. You must wrap that chart in a canvas tag in a div in order for. Okay, so let's just try this. Go over to my code. Create a div. Style equals. There we go. We'll just do that. And we'll put the canvas in there. And then we'll go here. We'll load it. And there we go. It's smaller. If I change the height right here, this vertical height to 50, then I load it over here, I'm going to get a smaller chart. Very good. This is actually good because the purpose of this is to create two charts, one for the category and one for the tagged value. So this is good because I'm going to put another chart, here, chart 2, and we'll fill it with something in a little bit. All right, how long have we been online? 43 minutes. I'm going to try to get the tagged in here and then do a little bit of organization, and then I'm going to hang it up for the night. So this sum array is doing its good work. I'm going to remove it. Yeah, I want to turn this into a function. So const summarize data. I'm going to take the data and come on, do that. So then I'll do const sum array equals data, and then I will move return sum array. Oops, I forgot the arrow. All right, so I'm creating a function called summarize data, and it's just taking the data in and it's reducing it down by this field. So I'm going to call this category. Now, you know what? I'm going to pass in the name of the field because I don't know what it will be. It might be something else. field. All right. So this function will summarize the data. Let's try that out. Console log, I'll say summarize category data. And let's put that into a variable first. Const. Yeah, just do that. All right, so let's go to FileMaker. I can see that there was a problem. It's only returning. I bet I'm gonna just do something here. Cur.field. There we go. Okay, yeah, I figured that was the problem. So now it works. All right, so this function will generate the category data. This function here will generate the category data, and I will put it into a variable, and then I will use it down below. All right. Oh, I'm not getting my categories anymore. Oh yeah, I am. Why am I not getting the categories displayed? Maybe because the height. Let's go back here and change this to my categories disappeared. Well, all right. I think that's good for tonight. I think we're good. Yeah, there's some issue. What's the problem? Display. Let's just do this. Let's just do. I'm not sure which one of these is the problem. Okay, that was the problem. So the display flex was causing it to like scoot itself up, so it couldn't get in there. All right. Well, I think that's good for now. Yeah, this has been fun. The idea, I think next time I'll do the chart 2 one. Oh, yeah, I'm not quite done. Hold on 1 second. So I'm going to take this function out, put it into my data.js, which is actually not the right name. I'm going to put it down here. I'll say export. So export const. All right. So this is now exported. I can go back to my JS file and import it. What was the name of it? Generate, summarize. It was summarize. And I'm going to say, take this and generate data. Let's do 300. And there's that. Okay, this is not necessary. So here's what I did. I exported I pulled out the function that summarizes the data, put it in here. It's going to take in some data and then spit out some return value. Okay. The index.js brings it in and throws all of the values into and performs the function, returns that array into a sum into this variable, and then I'm using that down here. Nice. I'm not sure that I like this, but yeah, I don't like that. I'll do this. It's just a little technical. I would rather just have some array here. That'll break, but then I just surround this in object.values. There we go. So that does the same thing. All right. Very good. I think we're good for today. The last thing I'm going to do is rename this file because it's not a data file anymore. I mean, it is, but I just like to name these because this is all fake. This is all going to be replaced with FileMaker data eventually. So this will be replaced with FileMaker data anyway. The where is it? So right here, where it says generate data 300, that will be replaced by the real FileMaker data that comes in from the file, which gets passed into that function, which does what it needs to do. So this is not really a data file anymore. I'm going to rename it to, oh shit, you can't see anything. Why do I keep doing this? So let's try that again. So I'm getting tired, I can tell. I moved this summarized category data out of this file and I put it into, you saw that. I think you saw that. But what I want to do before I leave here is rename this file data.js from data.js to utils. Utils.js. Because this is a utility file that's going to contain functions that will summarize the data, do whatever I want it to do. So for now, it's exporting the generate data function. It's exporting the data function, generate data function, which is a little bit odd, but I'm going to let it slide. I'm getting an error here, and that's simply because in my index.js file, it hasn't saved because it updated the file name. When I renamed it over here, VS Code automatically renamed it in there, but then we didn't save it. So, all right, well, that's it for today, I think. It's interesting that these are, I mean, there's slight differences, but I would have thought, it would change more. Maybe it's a little bit. What if I just did 10? Let's try 10 for the fun of it. So over here, so instead of 300 records, I get 10 records. And this is much more exciting because now I'm getting fewer categories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is category F. These aren't even listed. So, I mean, that might be an issue to take care of, but there we go. All right, so that's it for today. This is all going towards building a widget for a client. I got half of it taken care of. Tomorrow I'll do the other half. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it. We had a max total of 4 people. Maybe next time we'll get some more. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Drew, for being here, if you're still here, and whoever else is here as well. If it's Jay's other computer, then thank you, Jay's other computer. All right, folks. Talk to you later. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow night. I'll probably do this tomorrow night, and I'll see you Wednesday for office hours. Bye.